My parents started looking for a marriage partner for me. And the news spread quickly. My longtime rival, whom I hadn't contacted for years, suddenly showed up at my door. "What are you doing here?" I asked. His eyes darkened to propose marriage. Welcome to Heartbeat Moments. Click subscribe to enjoy daily novel updates. The story begins now. When I pushed the door open, I saw my nemesis, John Wilson, sitting in my living room wearing a tailored suit. His posture was as straight as a soldier's, his handsome features calm and composed, with a faint smile on his lips. The coffee table was overflowing with gifts his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, had come too. I blinked in confusion and then frowned. "John Wilson, why are you here?" His voice remained steady, "To propose marriage." I gasped audibly. "Have you lost your mind?" This had to be some kind of huge prank. What scheme was this jerk up to now? My mother frowned. "Ivy, mind your manners." "John, please excuse her." John smiled politely. "No offense taken, Mrs. Johnson. Our families have known each other for generations. If we got married, it would put everyone's mind at ease." My head was spinning like a broken gyroscope. How had the world turned upside down during my vacation? Recently, my family had mentioned arranged marriages but said they were still screening candidates. I'd clearly stated my requirements: handsome, 6 feet 1 inch tall, with an 8-pack abs, and good character. Last night, Mom called saying they'd found someone and demanded I return immediately. Rushing home on the first flight, I found this disaster waiting for me in my living room. John and I had been sworn enemies since childhood. In college, our feud reached a peak when he became my calculus professor, the man who gave me 59 out of 100 on the finals. Made me retake the course, clearly targeting me. He abandoned his family fortune to teach and then quit after I graduated. As our parents chattered excitedly about making lunch reservations at a restaurant, Mom instructed, "Ivy, ride with John." "No way. I'll go with you guys. The car's full. We're riding with the Wilsons to save gas." My desperate look at John backfired. He opened the passenger door, his voice deep, "Get in. We're wasting time." The inside of the car felt suffocating, clearing my throat. I tried, "John, are your parents forcing you to?" Silence. "Didn't you have a girlfriend recently? At last month's party during a game of truth or dare? He'd admitted liking someone. Did you break up? Girls probably can't stand your cold attitude. You never smile, any woman would be scared away. You're almost 30. If you don't." At a red light, John handed me a water bottle, his lips curving in an unsettling way. "You must be thirsty after that long speech." His creepy smile made me shiver. Suddenly, he leaned over. His cold cedar-scented smell filled the air. I pressed myself against the window as he got closer, my breath catching. What are you doing?" His eyes glinted with amusement as he whispered, "Ms. Johnson, your seatbelt." Flushing. I snapped, "I can do it myself." "Of course," he murmured. When we parked underground, I quickly unfastened my seatbelt. "When they bring up marriage later, we both refuse. A united front deal?" He stared at his phone with an indifferent expression. "I'll take your silence as agreement then. Give me back my water. I'm thirsty." "Don't you have more in your car? This is the only bottle." "Fine. Take it." After exiting the vehicle, we walked single file with intentional distance between us. In the private dining room, I deliberately chose the seat farthest from John Wilson. When the elders started discussing matching me with John, I pretended to be deaf-mute while focusing on my food. The rotating Lazy Susan held my coveted crab roe tofu across the large circular table. Just as the dish reached me, I noticed John's elegant fingers controlling the turntable as he conversed politely with the adults. My father suddenly asked during my first bite, John, would you consider dating our Ivy? I agree, Mr. Johnson. I nearly choked on my rice, sitting ramrod straight with appetite gone. My furious glare at John went unacknowledged as I texted him frowny face you liar. We had an agreement in the car. What scheming trick are you pulling now? His phone vibrated repeatedly on the tablecloth. He glanced at me but didn't check the messages. The adults celebrated with drinks, a faint blush appearing on John's cheeks from the alcohol. Take John home, Ivy, my mother instructed. Seizing the chance to confront him, I demanded his car keys. His dazed expression and compliant handover suggested genuine intoxication. In the car I confronted him. Why didn't you reply immediately? John glanced sideways. You're not my girlfriend. I'm your fiancé. His eyes darkened with amusement. Noted. Instant replies from now on. We agreed to reject this. Why didn't you refuse? Ivy, his even breathing answered me. Arriving at his condominium, I shook him awake. John, we're here. Thank you, he murmured. Can you help me inside? I'm unsteady. Rolling my eyes, I supported him like assisting an elderly pedestrian. The pristine apartment surprised me. John usually entertained guests elsewhere. I'm leaving, I announced at his threshold. He took out a pair of pink women's slippers from the shoe cabinet. The pattern was identical to those on his feet, clearly a couple's set. Come in for some tea before you leave. I don't like tea. Keep it for yourself. There are some bags in the bedroom that Jane bought for you. Forgot to give them to you earlier. My eyes lit up. Though my relationship with John Wilson wasn't great, I got along famously with his sister Jane Wilson. Last time John visited Jane in London, she'd bought me some designer bags and jewelry meant to be delivered through him. I'd never gotten around to collecting them. Get different slippers. I don't want to wear these. They're new. Never worn. Only 2 pairs in the house. He crossed his arms. Don't track dirt on my floors with your bare feet. Fine. I bent down grudgingly to put on the slippers. Just hand me the stuff. I'll leave right after. Wait. Let me find them. An enticing aroma wafted from the kitchen. My stomach growled involuntarily. I'd barely eaten at dinner. He emerged from the bedroom carrying multiple shopping bags. You're cooking something? I casually remarked. He nodded curtly. Stay for dinner if you want. What's simmering there? Braised pork trotters. Planning to make stir-fried beef with peppers, vinegar potatoes, and shrimp omelette later. When did you start cooking? Isn't it burnt? Been slow cooking since morning with the timer. Perfectly tender. I swallowed hard. How many trotters did you make? The corner of his mouth lifted. 3. Sure you don't want to stay? I pressed my lips together. Just let me take one portion to go. Only for diners eating here. He refused flatly. What sides are you making? Stir-fried beef with peppers. Vinegar-glazed potatoes. Silky shrimp omelette. Perfect. We still have unfinished business from earlier. Guess I'll stay to settle accounts over dinner. No free meals. Make yourself useful. He rolled up his shirt sleeves, revealing muscular forearms. Doing what? He tied an apron around his waist, leaving the back straps dangling. Turning his back to me, he ordered, tie these. I secretly glared at his broad shoulders while knotting the straps into an intricate bow. Shooting my mom a quick text, not coming home for dinner. Her excited reply came instantly, take your time with John. Stay as late as you want. 1 hour later, dinner's ready. Get the bowls. Coming. Untie my apron first. I froze. The bow I'd created was practically a Gordian knot. After several failed attempts, sweat beaded on my forehead. He suddenly turned around. My forehead collided with his rock-hard abs. Ouch! Feels like marble. I rubbed my throbbing head, narrowing his eyes suspiciously. He accused, Did you tie this impossible knot on purpose? It was an accident. I protested, cheeks burning. These straps are just rebellious. Besides, you bumped into me. My forehead is bruised. Let me see. Should we apply some arnica oil? Not that bad. You need to work on your abs, they're getting soft. Oh. But you just said they were firm. At the dining table. Putting aside John's personality. His cooking was truly exceptional. John, your cooking is amazing. Did you braise too many pork trotters? A faint smile flickered in his eyes. His tone softening. Pack some leftovers later for your parents to try. I paused my chopsticks. Pouting, when I asked to take pork trotters earlier. You refused. Now that we can't finish them, wasting food would be irresponsible. After dinner, I'll drive you home. No need. I'll take a taxi. We'd already spent enough time together today. Lying in bed after my evening shower, I realized I hadn't settled accounts with him earlier. I texted, you never answered my question, what was that scene at dinner about? John replied instantly, exactly what you heard. Sleep early. Good night. He ignored further messages. A week passed without any mention of the incident. Even John had disappeared, making me think it was just adult humor. Preparing for a charity gala that evening, my mother provided a couture gown and jewelry, insisting I wear them immediately. Unlike her usual understated choices, this pearl-embroidered satin bustier dress hugged my figure like bespoke tailoring, suspiciously resembling engagement attire. After an hour of meticulous grooming, I froze mid-step upon seeing John downstairs. My smile stiffened. Why are you here? John stood imposingly in a charcoal three-piece suit, his cufflinks mirroring my necklace's design. We looked coordinated, like a matched set. Dan injured his leg. He's hospitalized. I don't believe you. Call him yourself. Multiple unanswered calls confirmed Dan's absence. Glancing between my dress and John's ensemble, I protested, let me change first. People might misunderstand. John checked his watch, we only have half an hour. Fine. Let's go. In the car, my eyes kept drifting to his matching accessory. Determined to remove my necklace, I struggled with the clasp until strands of hair tangled in it. Need help? John asked without looking up from his phone. No. I snapped. 3 minutes later. Defeated, could you assist me? He finally met my gaze. Lips quirking, what was that? The man was clearly enjoying this. My hair got tangled with the necklace. He stared straight at me. His voice calm and unhurried, you have to promise me something first. What is it? Tell me. I haven't decided yet. We'll talk about it later. Anything except giving you money. He curved his lips in amusement, deal. I turned my back to John Wilson. Spine rigid. His long fingers brushed my neck, making me tense. Did you get it? We stood so close I could smell his faint woody cologne. John's cool voice sounded in my ear, hold still. How long does this take? John, are you even competent? Almost there. The clasp is tight. After a moment, he announced, done. The black Kian reached our destination. The necklace still stubbornly around my neck. The entire banquet's focus shifted to John the moment we entered. When I tried slipping away, he grabbed my arm, stay close. Link arms with me. I want to explore. I promised your parents to keep you safe. Need I remind you about the pool incident? I pinched his arm discreetly, hissing in his ear, shut up. Never mention that again. He'd resurrected this old shame countless times, my 18th birthday when unfamiliar heels sent me sliding into a pool, nearly drowning before being hospitalized. His lips quirked, avoid future reminders by behaving and keeping your arm where it belongs. The glittering event swarmed with business magnates, politicians, and celebrities. My cheeks ached from maintained smiles as endless guests approached John. My wandering gaze suddenly caught a familiar silhouette. Disbelieving, I stared through the crowd until the man turned, revealing the actor I'd recently obsessed over in a drama series. Tugging John's sleeve, I whispered excitedly when he bent down, "Do you know him? Jason Miller." He nodded. "Does he have a girlfriend?" "I didn't ask about that. They're engaged. Getting married next month. Can you get me his autograph?" "No." "Why?" "Such a simple request. We're not close." Instantly, Jason approached with a cocktail glass. "Boss." I glared at John. "This is your definition of not close?" With detached calm, John stated, "We don't discuss work on weekends." Steering me away. In an empty corridor, I confronted him. "He called you boss. You're just being stingy. The autograph was right there." My furious glare met his composed expression. "Next time." He finally conceded. "I'll get it for you next time." "Why didn't you ask earlier?" John Wilson tugged at his tie. "You're not my girlfriend. Why should I jump to satisfy your every whim?" Ivy Johnson opened her mouth but remained speechless, wanting to argue yet finding his logic frustratingly sound. She rarely attended these society events. But today was special, her parents' wedding anniversary. They'd left the Johnson family's commemorative banquet preparations entirely in her hands while escaping for their romantic getaway. When the auction finally started, Ivy gratefully sank into her chair, legs aching from hours of socializing. "Not feeling well?" John turned with that infuriating calmness, chocolate bar in hand. "Want some?" Ivy glared straight ahead. "John Wilson, need I remind you we're currently in a Cold War standoff? Don't speak to me. Your cooperation is appreciated." Duly noted. Through the first few rounds of antique auctions, they sat in charged silence. Ivy mentally vowed, first to speak is a puppy. And next we have Camila's diamond earrings. Starting bid $200. 000. $230. 000. $250. 000. Ivy raised her paddle. $280. 000. $500. 000. As bids skyrocketed past seven figures, Ivy's shoulders slumped. The jewels were exquisite, but this was absurd. $3 million. John's voice cut through the murmurs. "Sold." Ivy gaped. $20,000 earrings for $3 million? Had John Wilson lost his mind? Market manipulation. She hissed. "Want them?" His gaze remained fixed ahead. "What?" "Ask properly." Ivy tugged his sleeve. "Ask me again." "Want them?" "Yes." "Weren't you the one demanding silence? Since when do you listen to me?" John finally turned, obsidian eyes gleaming. "Answer this, am I hotter than Alex Brown?" "You're a million times hotter." His lips twitched. "They're yours then. Keep the compliments coming. Mr. Wilson, patron saint of husbands. Any woman would be lucky, then try it." His murmur disappeared under new bids. Later, in the car, Ivy's stomach growled. She nudged John's polished Oxford with her Jimmy Choo. "You eaten?" He didn't glance from his financial reports. "Hungry? What would you like to eat?" "I'd like some noodles and eggnog." "Driver, could you please pull over up ahead?" "Thanks." Just as I reached for the door handle, John stopped me. "Stay in the car. Don't get out. I'll go get it. It's cold outside." 10 minutes later, John returned with takeout bags. His fastidious nature usually forbade anyone from eating in his pristine vehicle. When he slid back into the driver's seat, I offered, "I'll eat outside." He cut me a sidelong glance. "Planning to trash that dress?" The floor-length skirt did require careful maneuvering. "Eat here. No wandering off." The scallion oil noodles came with a fried egg. their aroma mingling with the steamy sweetness of freshly baked sesame sugar flatbread from the bag. John draped his still-warm suit jacket over my knees. "Don't stain the fabric." A tissue pack landed beside me. Starved as I was, 3 bites of noodles left me oddly full. The spiced eggnog warmed my throat. "Not finishing?" John raised an eyebrow at my half-eaten portion. "I'm stuffed." "Wasteful." "Feel free to fix that," I challenged, sliding the container his way. He demolished the leftovers in efficient bites. The crackling flatbread oozed molten sugar when I split it. John watched me lick sesame seeds off my thumb. "Thought you were full." "Savory stomach." "Dessert stomach, try it." I shoved the other half at him. 20 messy minutes later, he produced digestive enzymes from his slacks. "For the human garbage disposal." "Thanks." I snorted, pocketing the tablets. As we pulled into my driveway, his arm draped casually over the steering wheel. "Ivy, yeah? I fed you. Your turn next week." Fair was fair. "When?" "Monday. I'll send the location." The coordinates that later appeared on my phone nearly made me hurl it across the room, a remote mountain peak restaurant. "Can we drive up?" I texted. "Hike," came the reply. "You're joking." "Dead serious." "Are you out of your mind?" The next second, John Wilson called and explained, "The mountain isn't that high. We could finish climbing in half an hour. And there's supposed to be meteor showers tonight. What if I can't make it up?" A low chuckle came through the phone. "I'll carry you." "Ivy, I'm going to London for business the day after tomorrow. Want anything? Could you bring me some of that chocolate I like?" On Friday, our friend group planned a trip to the beachfront resort hotel with full recreational facilities. Everyone confirmed attendance except John. When we arrived at the Ocean View Resort, his absence suggested he wasn't coming. During an afternoon stroll with Emily along the coast, she suddenly asked, "Ivy, is it true you're engaged to John Wilson?" I nearly choked on my juice. "Don't spread rumors. We're nothing like that." "Thank goodness." "Did you see today's trending news?" "What news?" John was photographed spending the night with a Victoria's Secret angel at the Ritz. Paparazzi got crystal clear shots, basically confirmation they're dating. My straw snapped between my teeth as inexplicable irritation flooded me. Emily sighed, the model's gorgeous with killer curves. "Never guessed John's into that type." "I totally shipped you too." "Such wasted potential." "Stop. His girlfriend might hear this nonsense." "What do you want for dinner?" "You've been craving seafood, right?" "We're doing barbecue tomorrow." I sipped my drink moodily. "Not hungry." "Feeling sick?" "Just tired." "Get some rest then." "Back in my suite." I slammed the door and checked my phone. John's scandal now ranked second on the trending list. The top trend? Hashtag John Wilson abs, showing shirtless shots of him with the model in robes. My phone bounced off the mattress as I growled, "Filthy womanizer." After calming down, I realized how irrational I was being. Why should John's love life bother me? This meant our families would finally stop trying to matchmake us. I texted him, "Congratulations," during my bubble bath. Curiosity got the better of me. Scrolling through shirtless photos of John swimming, probably from when he fished me out of that pool incident last month, my phone slipped into the tub. The waterlogged device refused to power on, mirroring my dark mood. That night, I dreamed of kissing John's lips raw, jolting awake in horror. Next morning, I zombie walked through activities until barbecue time. Daniel ambushed me. "Is John really dating that model?" "You'd know, right?" "How would I?" "Ask him yourself." I snapped, then froze. "His sneakers. Wasn't your leg injured? If you couldn't make it last time, why didn't you tell me beforehand?" Daniel Taylor stammered, "Just a minor scrape." "Didn't John Wilson go pick you up?" I snorted, "Traitor. Eat some corn." "I don't want corn." "But it's your favorite." "Likes change." I want squid. Fine. Here. I took a vicious bite, though it tasted like cardboard. With my phone gone, I had little to do. The grill became my responsibility. Go have fun. I'll handle this. Ivy. You're acting off today. I forced a smile. I'm perfectly fine. I might as well have been banging gongs and singing celebratory tunes. A shadow fell over me. Looking up, John Wilson's towering frame blocked the light. His features sharp and imposing. His voice cut cold. I want a skewer. Pursing my lips, I retorted, with those dark circles? Have some leeks instead. Good for your health. He repeated, I want meat. Ivy. I haven't eaten dinner. I glared, go ask your girlfriend for food. John Wilson, let me explain. I blinked innocently, explain what? We've got nothing to discuss. Rising abruptly, I announced, I'm tired. Going to bed. He shook a bag, brought you chocolate. Lost my taste for it. Keep it. After a pause, he chuckled, Ivy, are you jealous? My glare sharpened, don't flatter yourself. Then why ghost me after the tabloid story? Sending just congrats? My phone drowned. Broke. I added icily, I'd never waste jealousy on you. John Wilson turned serious. She appeared in my hotel room wearing a robe after my shower. I switched hotels immediately. Nothing happened. My eyes betrayed me. Lingering on his lips, a traitorous thought surfaced, looks kissable. I licked dry lips. Madness. Must be residual from last night's dream. That's why I'm acting strange. With a plastic smile, noted. Even knowing the truth, irritation lingered. Since when did I care about John Wilson's affairs? A dangerous notion bubbled up. I shoved it down violently. You're overthinking again. Just imagining male models' abs. John Wilson massaged his temples. Exasperated, still angry? Not at all. Your pout says otherwise. Don't talk to me. Slamming the door, Ivy Johnson stormed into her room and turned up the TV volume. When there was a knock on the door in the evening, she barely opened the door a crack before trying to slam it shut. But John Wilson's leather shoe wedged through the gap. Tilting her chin up defiantly, Ivy scowled at the man standing in her doorway. What do you want? New phone. John handed over the unopened box. She grabbed it and gestured at the hallway. You can leave now. Mr. Wilson. John raised an eyebrow. No tea for your benefactor. MS. Johnson? Her lips curled as she came back with a glass of tap water. Help yourself. The next morning, Ivy texted Emily Davis about cutting her trip short. 4 days. She avoided John like the plague, even canceling their dinner plans by feigning illness. Restless nights finally drove her to steal her brother's prized sports car from the garage. The engine roared to life beneath her trembling hands. As the speedometer needle climbed on the deserted highway, with the wind whipping through the open windows, weeks of pent-up frustration evaporated until oak bark exploded across the windshield. Dazed but unharmed thanks to the airbag deployment, Ivy stared at the crumpled hood. Her parents couldn't find out. Her brother would be furious if he knew she'd totaled his car while he was pursuing his love interest in another city. Daniel Taylor answered on the 6th ring, his voice slurred with sleep. Ivy? You okay? I wrecked the Lumbo. Get here. Now. Holy shit! The line crackled with the sounds of him scrambling. Send me your location. But fair warning, John's coming too. He was sitting next to me at the bar. 20 minutes later, the headlights of a black SUV pierced the wreckage scene. John stepped out of the car looking weary from the rush. His sharp jawline tensed. Get in. I'll handle this. After the tow truck left, an icy silence filled the SUV. John's knuckles turned white on the steering wheel. You're asking for trouble. Ivy shrank into the leather seat, acting meek for the first time in their decade-long rivalry. Please, don't tell my family. His gaze scanned her thoroughly. Any injuries? Just a headache. Legs? Scrapes. Arms? Fine. Neck? Okay. The interrogation continued mile after tense mile. John's calm and clinical tone hiding the panic still in his throat. Why is there blood on your hand? Just swatted a mosquito. The woods are full of bugs. I've got several bites already. I extended my arm to show John the raised welts. They're driving me crazy. His eyes darkened with restrained emotion as he scoffed. Serves you right. Roll up your pants. Let me check. The hiss of pain escaped me involuntarily. My knee displayed an ugly mosaic of purplish bruises with traces of blood, the kind of injury that makes bystanders wince. John's brows knitted almost imperceptibly. Must you always be this accident-prone? Doesn't hurt much. I lied, nibbling my lower lip while making a tiny gap gesture between thumb and forefinger. The adrenaline crash had masked the pain earlier, but now the throbbing intensified with every heartbeat. Where are we going? This isn't the way home. The hospital. But I'm fine. Just take me back before my parents realize I'm missing. They'll skin me alive. I'll handle your parents. You're staying at my place tonight. We're getting your head scanned, might explain the poor life choices. John. You're the one who needs his brain examined. A smirk tugged at his lips. You're articulate and still able to argue. Seems like you're fine. Now explain why you decided to joyride at midnight. Felt like it. At the hospital parking lot. He eyed my limp. Can you walk? I nodded. But the fabric grinding against raw skin made each step a fresh ordeal. Halting abruptly, John crouched with military precision, the intensity in his cold dark eyes disarming. Get on. I'm not repeating myself. I looped arms around his neck without protest. Cheek pressed against his cotton shirt. Your hair's tickling my face. As I turned to tuck stray strands behind my ear, my lips brushed the warm hollow of his throat. The world imploded. John stiffened like marble beneath me, voice dropping to gravel. Stop squirming unless you want to eat pavement. My flaming cheeks could have powered a lighthouse. Okay. The brain scan came clean, but John insisted on overnight observation. In the sterile hospital room, he adjusted my blanket with uncharacteristic gentleness. Stay put. I'm grabbing supplies. Page the nurse if you feel dizzy. Will you come back? The question slipped out before I could cage it. His chuckle vibrated through me. Scared I'll ditch you? Humph. I drifted into fitful sleep haunted by phantom whiffs of lilac cologne. Dawn painted honeyed stripes across the linoleum when I awoke. Backlit by morning light. A broad-shouldered silhouette moved with methodical grace, John sectioning apples at the windowsill. His profile blurred in the golden haze. Something primal stirred in my chest. The mattress creaked as I sat up. Any nausea? He turned. Fruit knife still in hand. No. Can I leave today? Wash up. Breakfast's ready. He arranged steamed buns with surgical precision. Humming through my toothbrushing, I returned to find him ruffling my bedhead. Looking lively. Survival mode. I quipped, dodging his hand. His fingers lingered midair before retreating. The unspoken tension hung thicker than hospital antiseptic. My sensitive nose immediately detected the smell of smoke on John Wilson. Did you smoke? He paused. You can tell? I'm very sensitive to cigarette odors. Just one. He removed his jacket, tossing it on the sofa, revealing his black dress shirt. I took a sip of porridge. I thought you didn't smoke. Felt like it last night. John. What kind of girls do you like? He studied me leisurely. Why the sudden interest? I faltered, avoiding eye contact as I nibbled a dumpling, just curious. I like the girl I like. That's such a non-answer. Or, do you prefer men? His prolonged silence made me wonder if I'd guessed right. An indescribable unease settled in. Ivy Johnson. I swear I want to crack open your skull to see what nonsense fills it. I like women. I exhaled discreetly. Do you prefer smart, beautiful ones with great figures? Most guys do. Like that model in your room last time, international supermodel. Even I'd want to date her. John's expression darkened. I like simple-minded ones. That's problematic. Not at all. There's already one around me. Who? His obsidian eyes glinted as he enunciated, you. I am not simple. He drawled, I've never failed calculus twice. With only 2 multiple-choice answers correct and wrong formulas on every essay question. I choked on indignation, the multiple choice was bad luck. And mixed-up formulas were exam stress. Back home. My mom pounced, well, any progress with John? I grimaced, none. Impossible. Ivy. Do you have feelings for him? I nearly spat out my water at her bluntness. Any fool can see that Wilson boy's been head over heels for you forever. He just won't admit it. I squinted skeptically, Mom. How exactly did you divine John's undying devotion? It's obvious to everyone with eyes. I don't buy it. You're too dense to notice. Poor guy. If you felt nothing, I'd never push this match. Your brother's drama is headache enough. Maybe a little. Mom's matchmaker flames reignited instantly. Since John helped me recently, I promised him dinner. He texted, you owe me 2 meals. I chose the city's most exclusive restaurant, the kind I only visit when my brother foots the bill. Emily Davis accompanied me shopping for his gift, M. What do men even like? Buying your brother something? I shook my head. That's John Wilson. No. Then it must be. He'd probably love anything you give him. I told you it's not for him. It's just for a friend. Emily snorted, Sure. For him. You should gift wrap yourself for John. Can you be serious? After hours of agonizing over gift options, I still couldn't decide. I called Dan Taylor. How about pajamas? Last time I saw John's, they looked threadbare. I raised an eyebrow. You're serious? Absolutely. Half convinced. I bought a silk pajama set. Walking home, it suddenly hit me how ridiculous this was, taking fashion advice from Dan. I rushed back to the mall. Since John loved golf, I settled on a premium golf club. Safe choice. On Wednesday at work, John texted frowny face, need a ride? You're off work already? Yes. You usually leave at 8 p.m. It's only 5. I'm the CEO. I clock out in an hour. See you then. I ducked into the restroom to touch up my makeup, suddenly wishing time would fast forward to 6 p.m. While pretending to work, his arrival text came. Grinning, I grabbed my purse. He stood across the street leaning against his Mercedes, tailored suit accentuating his athletic frame. Over here, he called. Between honking cars, I glimpsed his new haircut, sharp and businesslike. I darted through traffic, nearly getting clipped by a taxi. Why the rush? He frowned. Before I could answer, a blushing college girl approached him. Excuse me, could I get your number? John pulled me close, arm firmly around my shoulders. Apologies. My girlfriend prefers I don't exchange contacts. His chest vibrated with laughter as he added, right. Darling? My cheeks burned as I nodded. The girl stammered, so sorry. You two look perfect together. Wishing you both all the happiness. Appreciate that. John smiled. When she left, he released me with a pat. Thanks for playing along earlier. I stared at my suddenly empty shoulder space, an inexplicable ache in my chest. His horn beeped. Daydreaming? Get in. A bouquet of yellow tulips wrapped in newspaper awaited in the passenger seat. For me? Found a sweet old lady selling them at the intersection. He said. Starting the engine. Matches your dress. At the steakhouse. He slid me the menu, you order. But go easy, after covering Jason Miller's car repairs last week. My bank account needs CPR. John Wilson flipped through the menu and said in a low voice. Garlic butter shrimp. French cocoa vin. Steak. Boston lobster. Garden salad. And please open a bottle of Romani Conti for me. For dessert. Hazelnut milk chocolate. Do you have black tea here? Sir. Yes, we do. Brew me a cup of black tea. Not too strong. Certainly. Glancing at the menu. I gritted my teeth. Perfect. Just perfect. The price of one bottle alone would drain my bank accounts completely. The man looked up. His dark eyebrows lifting slightly. You seem a bit pale. I frowned. Are you doing this on purpose? I might not even have money for a taxi home tonight. I'll scan a shared bike for you later. John. You heartless man. Check your phone. A text notification, frowny face, bank transfer received, $300. 000. I gasped sharply, immediately changing my attitude. I smiled obsequiously. Mr. Wilson, is this enough? Would you like to order more dishes? The corner of his mouth curved. I might need someone to drive me home after I drink. I gave him an okay sign. Absolutely. As dishes arrived in succession, drink the black tea aids digestion and nourishes the stomach at night. Need me to cut your steak? Or would you prefer to do it yourself? Please cut it for me. Thank you. He chuckled softly and took the plate. Under the crystal chandelier's glow, his defined features appeared especially striking. His elegant fingers moved with practiced grace as he sliced the steak. John Wilson? Looking up, we saw a woman with cascading curls wearing a black cocktail dress. Her porcelain skin and delicate features looked vaguely familiar. What a coincidence! John nodded politely. Dining here too? I'm here with friends. And this is, John met my eyes. His gaze intense and sincere. The person I'm currently pursuing. The woman's disappointment flashed briefly before she smiled at me. Hello. Hi. I'm Ivy Johnson. What about our previous collaboration proposal? Have you considered it? We'll discuss business matters during work hours. After a pause, she said, I should get going then. Suddenly I remembered this was Vivian Cheen, John's high school deskmate. When I used to visit my brother's class, I'd often see John tutoring her. There were occasional rumors about them. They even attended the same university. Gripping my fork, I noticed the lingering look Vivian had given John. My chest tightened involuntarily, appetite vanishing instantly. He set down his cutlery deliberately. Ask me anything. We're just high school classmates. No relationship. Never had any feelings. He paused. Then added firmly. And what I said earlier was completely serious. I blinked in surprise. He locked eyes with me, enunciating each word. I'm courting you, Ivy. His directness nearly made me choke. Have some tea. I took a small sip. Perplexed. You're serious? He nodded, his deep voice resonating. Moreover, I can sense you have some affection for me too. Isn't that right, Ivy? I froze mid-sip, my face flushing crimson. The teacup trembled slightly in my hands as his meaningful gaze held me captive, the restaurant's ambient noise fading into insignificance around us. I drove John Wilson home. When we arrived at his gate, he lingered, not unbuckling his seatbelt. I reminded him, we're here. His Adam's apple bobbed as he rasped. I heard you prepared a gift for me. There was a pause. That damn Dan Taylor must have spilled the secret. It's at my place. I'll give it to you another day. All right. Drive safely. Text me when you get home, he said. Just as he stepped through the gate, he suddenly turned back and leaned against my car window, his deep voice rumbling. So, you don't object to me pursuing you? right? I arched an eyebrow. Maintaining composure. That depends on your performance. My brother Alex Brown returned home having somehow discovered my midnight escapade. His face darkened like thunder. Ivy Johnson. Since when did you develop such guts? Midnight street racing? I hunched my shoulders, turtle-like on the sofa as his lecture continued. Were you hurt? I shook my head rapidly. Not at all. Seizing his slightly improved mood, I ventured. Brother, did you win back sister-in-law yet? His handsome face instantly clouded again. No allowance next month. I won't tell mom and dad. But you're writing a 5,000-word reflection essay. My eyes widened. This would cripple my hand. Don't even think about Googling samples. I'll know instantly. I forced a smile. That night, after agonizing for hours, I'd only managed 500 words. My phone vibrated with John's video call. After 5 seconds hesitation, I answered. His freshly showered face filled the screen. Damp hair tousled. Wearing pajamas. My gaze involuntarily dipped, my first time seeing him in sleepwear. What are you doing? Writing my reflection. What did you do this time? John Wilson. Did you snitch to my brother? Now I have to write 5,000 words. My hand's going to fall off. How much have you written? 500. Inspiration struck. My tone turned honey-sweet. Big brother John, could you help me? His Adam's apple moved as he drawled. Speak properly. No cute act. Then will you help? This should be easy for you. Of course I'll fulfill my future girlfriend's requests. Don't get ahead of yourself. I haven't agreed yet. His eyes held quiet confidence. I'll make sure you do. Hurry up. It's due the day after tomorrow. Wait, don't hang up. He disappeared briefly, returning with a laptop. The rhythmic clatter of keys filled the quiet room. Burrowing under blankets with my iPad, I pretended to watch dramas while stealing glances at the screen. His posture remained perfectly erect. Focused expression illuminated by laptop glow. Slender fingers dancing across the keyboard. He glanced up. Our eyes meeting. Dark irises sparkled with amusement. Peeking at me? Blushing. I retorted. Supervising your essay progress. His chuckle warmed the pixels. Feel free to look openly. John Wilson. Are you teasing me? I wasn't dash. Would I dare? Silver-tongued devil. The call disconnected unnoticed. I dozed off mid-drama. John had sent the completed essay overnight, along with an invitation for afternoon golf. After spending an hour getting ready in sporty attire that radiated energy, I grabbed the gift for John Wilson and was about to leave when my brother Alex blocked the doorway. His irritated mood suggested another failed romantic pursuit. Where are you going? Golfing. With who? John. He snatched his car keys. I'll drive you. We arrived at the course where Alex unexpectedly joined, claiming he hadn't seen John in ages. Scanning the green, I spotted a distant couple, the man's tall silhouette vaguely familiar. Zooming in with my phone camera, icy realization hit. The woman clinging to him was Emily Davis. I threw the gift into a trash bin. Let's go back, I told Alex, my voice tight. Not feeling well. Halfway home, my dying phone cut off John's concerned call after I'd texted about being unwell. The universe mocked me as I stumbled over our doorstep, genuinely injuring my ankle. Alex frowned at my swollen foot. You've been distracted since the course. You've been sulking since returning from Shanghai. I countered. He ruffled my hair. Sharp tongue. Stay put while I get medicine. When the doorbell rang minutes later, I found John holding a pharmacy bag overflowing with menstrual pads and brown sugar tea. Do you need these? He asked awkwardly. Heat flooded my cheeks. No, it's not that. Then what's wrong? His gaze dropped to my bandaged ankle. You're hurt. Just a scratch. He stepped closer, eyes searching mine. Tell me, Ivy, what's really bothering you? I met his worried gaze. My heart aches. Take a seat first. Do you have any medicine at home? I shook my head and said, no. There's some in the car. I'll go get it. Don't lock the door and keep me out later. Minutes later, John Wilson came back with a first aid kit. You keep a medical kit in your car? For emergencies. Like your current situation. His large hands with prominent veins held my ankle. The delicate joint looked so fragile that it seemed like it would break in his grip. I instinctively pulled my foot back. But he firmly held it again. Hold still. He took out iodine and cotton swabs and gently dabbed at the scrape. Does it hurt? A little. Then scream if it's too painful. His touch became even lighter. After a long silence, he looked into my eyes. What's bothering you, Ivy? His soft voice was full of urgency. Let me fix this tonight, or I won't be able to sleep. Just as I was about to speak, the door clicked. My brother stopped in the middle of entering the room and then burst out. John, take your hands off my sister's foot. Are you too? John stood up straight and carefully adjusted my shoe. We're getting there. His deep voice got even deeper. I need some privacy to talk to Ivy. In return, I'll tell you where Nanine went after she quit her job in Shanghai to avoid you. Text me then. Once we were alone again, I showed John the incriminating video on my phone. You were kissing her. I haven't had my first kiss yet. His thumb brushed across my knuckles. We met at the stadium. She tripped when she was presenting a cooperation proposal. That kiss was just an illusion caused by the camera angle. I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. Even if it was fake, it still hurt. I'll stop all my dealings with her. His promise lingered between us. My brother's voice came in as the door cracked open. It's the first time I've seen him apologize. I glared at him. Were you eavesdropping? Your whispers could be heard clearly. John became serious again. Forgive me, Ivy? I felt my cheeks getting hot as I nodded. The tension on his face disappeared, and he showed a warm smile. Next time, come to me directly instead of suffering in silence. Deal? I'm learning to communicate better. That wasn't just being reasonable, he said with a slight smile on his lips. That was jealousy. Sweetheart. Second time. Second? You've been jealous twice now. Shut up. When it was time for me to pay him back by inviting him to dinner, John sent me a message, frowny face, I'm working late. Would you like to bring me a meal to my office? After reading the message, I raised an eyebrow. This would save me money. Our housekeeper had prepared dinner and soup, which I packed before driving to Wilson Enterprises. Knocking 3 times on his office door, I heard come in. John Wilson leaned against the sofa in his impeccably tailored suit, reviewing documents with focused intensity. Dinner delivery, I announced. He stood to take the thermal containers from me, his cedarwood cologne unexpectedly noticeable. You're wearing cologne? Normally he just carried the fresh scent of body wash. He simply hummed affirmation. But I thought you disliked fragrances. Dressed up too, my observation trailed off as he produced a bottle of red wine from the cabinet. Care for a drink? I drove here. I'll drive you home later. Deal. Remembering how he'd ordered the most expensive wine last time without me tasting it, I resolved to enjoy his premium collection tonight. As he arranged the dishes and poured wine, the office suddenly plunged into darkness. Across the street, buildings still glowed. John, did you forget the electric bill? Power outage. I've got candles. You keep candles in your office? Previous outages. Using his phone flashlight, he lit several candles, casting warm illumination. The flickering light created an intimate dinner for 2 atmosphere. Tonight's John seemed different, almost like a peacock preening. He ate methodically, placing a chicken drumstick in my bowl. Eat more. Drink less. The rich wine had already warmed my cheeks. John. This is amazing. Must be crazy expensive? When he quoted the price, I defiantly took another sip, setting down his chopsticks. He locked eyes with me. Ivy. Does your promise still stand? Always. His dark gaze intensified. Will you date me? My breath caught. Repeating clearly. Will you be my girlfriend? Ivy? His hopeful expression glowed in candlelight. Smiling slowly, I answered yes, leaning closer until our breaths mingled. He murmured drunk, meeting his handsome features with full clarity. I declared I love you, boyfriend. His Adam's apple bobbed as he whispered hoarsely. I've only loved you, girlfriend. Lights suddenly blazed on, revealing the red roses he produced. Later, parked at my villa, I lingered in the passenger seat, feeling unreal. Are we really? Absolutely, came his proud response. John, do boyfriends kiss? I've wanted to do this for so long. You look irresistibly kissable. The man's grip tightened on the steering wheel, his gaze darkening. Ivy Johnson, you can do whatever you want with me. Then lower your head. In the next instant, soft lips pressed against his in an artless kiss. John Wilson reversed their positions, capturing her lower lip. Ivy, he murmured against her mouth. Close your eyes. His demanding kisses fell like summer rain, overwhelming her with their unfamiliar intensity. When they finally parted, his smoldering gaze burned through her. Ivy, he rasped with a husky voice filled with emotion. You've no idea how happy this makes me.